Welcome back to Pillars of Eternity. Last time we defied Whale's will and gave a scroll back to its priestess in order to retrieve the theorems of Pangrim for Naden, a animancer. We also received a job from Commander Cliver of the Knights of the Crucible while we were collecting Osric's breastplate from Penhelm, who we had to kill. And while we were there, we found out that Aorn is wanted.
Absolutely.
I turned up my scrolling speed, so I don't have to constantly go into the map to actually scroll around. So now we're going back to Osric to give him back his family heirloom. And then after a night's rest, I think we can upgrade Cadnua again. Not quite, unfortunately. But being on Osric's good side will probably allow us to take on some work for the Dozens, which, among other things, means that we can send Galoff here if he shows up again. Is this the armor you wanted? Osric wavers a moment in disbelief. He looks at you, then back at the breastplate. He reaches for it slowly, as if expecting it to disappear before he can touch it. How did you manage this? You were right about the affidavit. Unfortunately, Penhelm forced me into a fight. A shame it ended like that, but he's the lying weasel who started this. You did all I asked, and you are owed much. Stop by Sonil's shop on the other side of the hall. She sells some of the best gear in the city, and I'll see that she opens her inventory to you. What is this armor to you, anyway? Osric looks around, trying to appear casual. It's nothing, really. Just a keepsake. He tries to look you in the eye, but when he does, he appears to reconsider. He sighs. It commemorates the Order of Magron, highest order of valor, awarded to the dead, never the living. Us dear Woodens, real dear Woodens. We don't have nobility or birthrights, unless you're some copper fucker from Adir. All we've got's the honor we bring to our family name. Ah, copper fucker, that's a new one. So this, he pauses, considering the weathered metal, a pale image of its former self, but still catching the light, is something to live up to. So, got business with him. Alright. So, Rogue Knight is completed. Will Waynon have any work?
I do have something.
Oh,
if you
cool.
don't mind stepping on the toes of the Crucible Knights. Come to think of it, the Dominels won't be too pleased either. They've never liked seeing someone with nicer things than them.
I don't really like the Crucible Knights so far. Where do I begin?
Some of my other expeditions have come back with a rumor about a place called Lea Remen up near Stormwall Gorge. It's supposed to hold some of the greatest weapons those Engwithan bastards ever made, and we've got need of them.
He casts a sidelong glance at you. The knights are meddling in animancy, befouling souls to build metal warriors. We've got to be prepared to defend ourselves, and the city. If there's anything that can stand a chance against this madness, it's weapons made by the Engwithans themselves. They made the same kinds of abominations in their time. They'd know how to kill them. I've sent the Giant Slayers after the weapons, but they haven't had much luck so far. They're better fighters than treasure hunters. Meet up with them at Wooden Plains and see how far they've gotten. If you can get those weapons, I'll see you get your cut. Kana shakes his head. 1,000-year-old ruins, and their only worth to these people is as a means to get a leg up on the Crucible Knights. Oh. Did we get an event? Oh. Taxes collected. Lost 20 copper pieces to bandits. Earned 7. Oh, wow. Alright.
Good day, stranger.
So the wilds haven't claimed you yet. She smiles. Good to see you again. Show me your wares. Oh, she sells exceptional equipment. Fine. Bracers of all-consuming rage. +2 might and +1 constitution. Tempting. Dandy hat of the diseased yak. +2 resolve, -1 intellect. Snurf's folly. +1 resolve, +2 constitution. Bile stompers. Spellbound with minor fetid caress and +5 damage reduction against corrode. Cloak of the Fox and Hunter. Grants summon noble creature. +5 will and +9 reflex. That is, like, a definite purchase. Monocra RA. Grants Whisper of Treason, 3 per rest. And +12 will. What's Whisper of Treason do? Charm for 10 sec. Ooh. And a Berserker's Belt. Only usable by our Barbarian, but +20% to Frenzy duration. Don't have a Barbarian yet. And give me those potions. And I have a bunch of spare weapons to dump. I'm not going to go through any major inventory management here. Right, so we're assisting the Giant Slayers on their expedition now. What did he give us? He gave us... Right, I think he just opened up that shop and gave us some experience and money. I think you already technically have a familiar, so you shouldn't have that. I think nah, you can have it.
Yes?
Alright, so... I kind of feel like at this point I should actually buy some low-level party members to place at Cadnua. But we'll see once I actually start getting some adventures. So, for now, we still need to go to the Temple of Wodaka, but side quests. Yorn... I feel like I've seen him, but I don't know where he is. We still can... We can go fight Raedric, and we do technically have 3 extra units, at least, as well as level 3 spells. So that's tempting to go finally do. Time and Tide. Kana wants to go down into the dungeon beneath Cadnua. And that's also going to help me get to the Master below. We still need to go there. And we need to go find Viana to help Cliver with those robotic guards. And of course, go see the Giant Slayers. I'm mostly just deciding, is it time to go kill Raedric yet? Do I have materials for any... No. Oh! I can put Kith Slaying on a weapon. question is whose? I think I want to put that on... what? Whispers of Yenwood already has one. So yeah, I guess I put that over on... The thing is, I feel like Kith slaying isn't going to be helpful to us until we are at least at exceptional quality. Wow, you need to kill dragons to get superb. Still need Pilgrim's Crown. I can buy Pilgrim's Crown. I guess I... You already have your quality. And so do you, I think. Oh, damaging is your quality. So fine would actually be an upgrade over damaging one. I'm at a point where I'm rarely auto-attacking with these two, these three. So it seems only right to give Kana an upgrade. So I think I need to buy that one Pilgrim's Crown to upgrade Whispers of Yenwood. I really hope that I can do that. I think it was
well
Narma.
met, friend.
No?
Hail and well met.
Must have been you then.
Hail, traveler.
Because I remember someone having... Yeah. So I buy... I might as well buy all of the Pilgrim's Crown, because I'm gonna need more of it. Boom. No longer of damaging, because it also gets the +4 accuracy bonus. Alright. So until I'm at the point where I'm upgrading weapons to exceptional, I'm not going to be touching Whispers of Yenwood. Masook Hunting Bow... It has accurate 2, though. So I should wait until exceptional on that as well. And like I said, just for thematics' sakes, I want to have Beast Slaying on it. I guess upgrade Hearth Harvest to fine. And can I even upgrade the wand? No. Okay, so that's that done. Honestly, I think I should head back to Cad Nua for my rest so I can also get an upgrade going and progress it a bit after resting.
My
Oh,
husband can fix them
new
right.
task. A call to court. A messenger from the Ducal Palace in Defiance Bay. Oh no. Somehow, I don't think this is necessarily a good thing. Right. Let's go for the barracks. Because I want to be able to have guards more so than have, base defense, if that makes sense. That way I don't have to come back whenever there's an attack event. The Palace Messenger. Greetings, milady. I bear an urgent message from Chancellor Warren of Defiance Bay. He requests that you meet with him at your earliest convenience in the Ducal Palace. Your claim on Cadnua has been called into question by the Gathbin family. Earl Baedmar has issued a ruling on the matter, but both you and Lord Gathbin must be present. Tell me about this Lord Gathbin. An old Adirian lineage, I believe. He looks around the Great Hall. The former lord of this stronghold, a distant relative of Lord Gathbin, allied himself with the losing side during the War of Defiance. Who's Chancellor Warren? He's an arbiter of legal matters on Earl Baedmar of the Grasp. Cadnua is mine. The Gathbin family disagrees, as your claim is not based on lineage, and official ruling is required to remedy this dispute. I'll go meet with him then, I guess. The Chancellor will await you in the records room of the Ducal Palace in First Fires. That's frustrating. Alright. Let's go back there, I guess. I don't want this interfering with things here at Cadnua. Not what I planned on doing, but whatever.
It's very nice. We're not sleeping here, are we?
We just slept here, Aloth. Wasting a friggin' day going back here. Because, lineage. The freaking palace said it was mine. How much prestige must I have to be noticed? 9. Huh. Rulers of Eternity has been localized in several languages because we know that localization means money, unlike a lot of Japanese developers or publishers. Hall of Records, which is up here. Chancellor Warren? Thank you for coming, Hana. I've been trying to track you down for some time. This is Marshal Forwin, Earl Baedmar's military advisor. He will serve as a witness for this proceeding. He gestures at the man next to him. Well met, Road Warden. Reputation precedes you. I admit you've created a bit of stir throughout the nobility with your reclamation of Cadnua. Most are not sure what to think of you. What's this about? The legitimacy of your claim to Cadnua is in question. Earl Baedmar has issued a ruling on the matter. Cadnua was abandoned for over a century, and I've claimed the land through strength of arms. My claim is legitimate. If there were no other claimant, you would be correct. Unfortunately, this is not the case. All will be made clear once Lord Gathbin arrives. Do you have any questions while we wait? What was that about Road Warden? The one who rules Cadnua on behalf of the Earl of Yenwood is traditionally known as the Road Warden. Your position might not be entirely official yet, but the title is an appropriate form of address. The Marshal nods and smiles. Do you know which way Earl Baedmar has ruled? I'm sorry, my lord, I do not. The Earl's decree is sealed. Tell me about him. Earl Baedmar comes from an esteemed line of lords that rose to prominence after the War of Defiance some 150 years ago. The Deerwood consists of 7 earldoms. The Baedmars govern the northern earldom known as the Grasp. As to the current Baedmar, he is a fine man, as I know. It is an honor to serve him. Tell me more about the Grasp. The Grasp is now the largest of the 7 earldoms after it consumed the pre-war earldom of Yenwood. It encompasses notable settlements such as New Heomar, Garen's Grasp, Gilded Vale, and of course Cadnua. Yenwood? When the Deerwood was a mere colony of Aedir, it was divided into 9 earldoms. When the Aedirans were defeated and ultimately driven out, 2 of the earldoms were absorbed and the borders were adjusted. The Yenwood was one such earldom. I have other questions. What do you know about Gathbin? While I have met him but once, it was ample time to determine the character of Lord Arleder Gathbin, or lack thereof. He is descended from an old Aediran line that predates the War of Defiance. His great-grandfather, Rannig Gathbin, was the Earl of Yenwood during the war, that is, until he was stripped of his lands and driven from the Deerwood. Your timing is impeccable. Here comes Lord Gathbin now. An opulently dressed man strides toward the Chancellor, his sandy hair trailing him like a banner caught in a light breeze, boot heels echoing throughout the hall. An elven woman with cropped hair dressed in dark, glinting mail shadows his steps before taking position alongside him. She watches you unabashedly, taking your measure. Let's move past this formality as quickly as possible. I have other matters to attend to. It's well known that Cadnua belongs to me by right. And where is this pretender? Show me the fool who thinks to steal my land. Where is this low-born wretch? Warren clears his throat and glances at you. This woman here? This is the Lady of Cadnua? I thought she was just another servant. Perhaps a valet or scullery maid. Everyone who owns their own keep, raise a hand. Come on, don't be shy. No. No, I shouldn't. Can we get on with this, please? Warren breaks the seal on the scroll and unfurls it. According to the matter of the Gathbin claim on Cadnua, Earl Baedmar finds that the Gathbin claim was never relinquished. By law, Cadnua is the rightful property of the Gathbin family. I knew it. Gathbin smirks at you triumphantly. I'm not finished reading yet, my lord. Gathbin rolls his eyes and motions for the Chancellor to continue. However, the Earl recognizes Hana's part in reclaiming Cadnua, a site that has stood abandoned and even, some would say, cursed for over a century. Before Cadnua is returned to the Gathbin family, the Earl has decreed that Lord Gathbin will provide compensation in the form of absolutely not. Gathbin folds his arms, a defiant scowl on his face. Lord? Warren raises his eyebrows. The amount is quite reasonable and a requirement for your land to be returned to you. If you'll just allow me to finish, I will not pay a single copper to this miscreant for my ancestral land. Do you think I'm blind to the Earl's motives, lackey? He thinks he can send a message with this insult. I have a message you can send that son of a whore. Gathbin raises an open hand as the Chancellor shrinks from him, arms raised in defense. Punch him! Gah! Gathbin's nose scrunches under your fist. He staggers back with a hand clutched over the injury, teary eyes wide with shock. Well, this is by far the best legal dispute I've ever been to. The elven woman deftly draws a pistol from her thick leather belt, her eyes widen in anticipation. Lord, my lady, please, there's no need for further violence. Lord Gathbin holds your gaze for several heartbeats, his eyes burning with hatred. I'll be coming for what's mine. Count on it. Come, Captain Emery, we're leaving. He sneers defiantly before storming down the hall. The captain lowers her pistol and gives a smirking shrug before following her employer. Well, I can't say that Gathbin's reaction was entirely unexpected. Through no fault of your own, I'm afraid you've made a powerful enemy. Shrug. In any case, Cadnua now officially belongs to you since Lord Gathbin has rejected the Earl's decree. He hands you a deep blue scepter, which appears to have been carved entirely out of sapphire. Here, this belongs to one of the old lords of Cadnua. By right, it's yours now. Geared Juanes Staines. Please extend an invitation to Lord Gathbin to feast with me. No. If I'm going to be the lady of a keep, I need to be diplomatic. That is a generous offer, and I'll make sure it reaches Lord Gathbin. It was a pleasure to finally meet you, milady. Warren bows. Perhaps we will meet again under more pleasant circumstances. Farewell, Hana. The merchant nods at you and leaves. Task updated. Should be completed? Ah, there we go. And we got a scepter. Let's see. Higher crush slash damage. Accurate 4 and raw Oh. Bind this item to unlock the next level. Oh, this is a soulbound item. So these upgrade with you. So you can keep using it throughout the game, I believe. The stone blue scepter is remarkable in that it has been shaped from a single sapphire. The only other component is its grip, made of silver bands. Deal 200 raw damage to unlock the next level. So it does 20% raw damage. Awesome. Okay, that was a prize worthy of my time. And it was totally worth punching him. We demand to see the Duke. Alright. What else do we have in Defiance Bay? Because I'm still debating if I can actually do that now. Built to last, right. The dormitory in Copper Lane. I feel like Raedric and his men should fall fairly easily, but I would rather be even more confident. Perhaps some more magical items.
Son of a moose fucker.
I beg your pardon?
Sorry. Kalu's always telling me to watch my language, especially around the kids. Guess I haven't had a reminder in a while.
What happened?
One of them heard me tell a joke about a glam-felling youth with frostbite somewhere sensitive. Kids repeat everything.
I meant just now.
Jam my thumb. Nothing big.
Alright, the dormitories are right here, I think. Find Viana. There's Corin.
Hello.
By Wales, eyeless face, you are one short ogre. But why are you green, and how are you getting the ducks to keep flying around you like that? What are you talking about? You're ducks, your green skin. Should I speak louder? Slower? Let me know. He beams at you and nods his head. I'm looking for Viana. I like Viana. She's always talking about metal men, which is strange, since I'm pretty sure she doesn't eat snowcap. His brow wrinkles. I don't talk about metal men either, and I do eat snowcap. Huh. Anyway, she's not here right now. Flew away to Ondra's gift to meet her friend Bessia. No, Clasia. Clasia, yes. Clasia is the friend she's gone to meet in Ondra's gift. In a house, not a boat. North house, empty house. Ondra's gift has a lot of boats. We should go rowing sometime. You're a scrivener? He nods. Yes, I am a scrivener. I read books, I write books. I once ate a book, but only because it looked like sweet pie, or perhaps it was sweet pie baked to look like a book. Interesting. Oh, and I'm also a collector of herbs, flowers, plants. I sell them. Mostly I eat them. I guess I'll pick one up to have two. Oh, I have a lot of junk items to sell. Right, just give me the 1,000. She's over in Odra's gift. Oh boy. Aorn isn't going to be around here. Okay, let's just use OBS.
Yes?
Right. Why is Aorn familiar? Whatever. I'll just go around with tab held. Off to Andra's gift, I guess. I switched to OBS because Fraps was crashing on a lot of loading screens. He said the empty house. I'm going to assume that's not the one. Although he did seem to be kind of high on his own supply. There's another... yeah, this seems to be the one. I was just kind of checking to make sure that OBS was in fact recording. A hammer and chisel? Something tells me this is sketchy. Potion of Bulwark against the elements and money. I guess this is as good a time as any to do my scan of an area. Colfag's house. Who doesn't mind looting? A youngish elven man squints at you in surprise. You can't just barge into someone's home like this. Who do you think you are? Who are you? The elf who lives here. Now get out.
I'm here.
Either that's just the typical ha ha ha, joking about going into every building in an RPG, or he's going to be important in a quest later. Which I'm more inclined to believe, because he was like, no, I'm nervous. Look at me, I'm nervous. Let's see what the quest log has to say about it. Found the Scrivener's inventory. Cleaver told me Fiona and her... What? No, he said she was in... Oh my god. I'm an idiot. I loaded in and thought, oh... Okay, while I'm here, Oda. The woman looks like she hasn't slept in days. Her hair is a rat's nest of tangles, and her eyes are lined with shadows. She casts an anxious glance at the door. Her eyes widen somewhere between hope and apprehension. Are you here about Darren? No, but if it's something I can help with, I will. It's my son. His father, Wade, took him fishing 2 days ago, and I haven't seen them since. The neighbors are no help, and the city watch hardly bothers with the gift these days. I'd be out on the docks and looking myself, but I can't leave the baby. Her eyes wander over to a crib, and she lowers her voice. I didn't dare take a Hollowborn out with the violence near the brothel. You have a Hollowborn baby? The answer is etched plainly on her face. Widewind's legacy is as potent in Defiance Bay as anywhere. People are scared, and they're looking for someone to blame, whether it's those women at the brothel or the families of the poor babes. I don't approve of what goes on at Maya's place, but these attacks won't earn us the god's mercy, and it's only made it harder to earn a living. Tell me more about their disappearance. What do you want to know? Tell me about Darren. The ghost of a smile flickers across her lips. He's a brave lad, if a bit too bold for his own good, but he's always been a dutiful son and a gentle brother. He's got dark hair, quick eyes, and a ready smile. When you find him, you'll recognize him in a heartbeat, I'm sure of it. Tell me about Wade. She scowls and brushes a greasy strand of hair from her face. Sometimes I don't know whether to rejoice or rue that he comes home as often as he does. He spends most of his time and all our money drinking at the brothel. Has ever since... Her gaze returns to the silent cradle. Where did you see them last? Wade was taking Darren fishing at the docks. That was 2 days ago. No more questions. I'll be back if I find anything. I don't know how to thank you. I don't have much to spare these days, but Odra bless you for anything you can do. It's a task, so it shouldn't take too long. Down at the docks, she said.
A dozen Adiran ships were shattered against these levees during the War of Defiance. Best to heed the astrologers, I find, where tides are concerned.
Place gets my blood beating in all the right places.
Oh. Oh. Captain won't be happy to hear about this. This young lanky sailor is wringing his cap anxiously, sweat beading on his furrowed brow. His eyes widen as you approach, and he takes a few steps forward.
Stranger.
If you've a moment, you're not from around here, right? You don't look like you're from the docks. He looks around nervously. I could use your help. Any chance you've seen a young boy named Darren? Huh? Oh, sure. He wanted to play on the ship, but I wouldn't let him. Fortunero is very strict about that sort of thing. I had to shoo him off. Felt a little bad about it. Saw him heading towards the salty mast. Not really somewhere he ought to be playing. Hope you find him. What makes you think I'm not from around here? Gut feeling. The sailor grins weakly. I really could use your help, though. What's the problem? Oh, thank you. They weren't lying, saying you're a kind-hearted sort. He runs a hand through his hair nervously. It's the captain, or rather, not the captain himself, but his chest. His sea chest. He keeps all his valuables there, tucked away safe. I was unloading it with the rest of the things, what with us staying in port a couple days, and... He coughs. I may have gotten a little distracted. Marcino nods towards the buildings nearby. I wasn't gone long, just an hour at the Salty Mast. When I got back, the chest was gone. He sets a pleading look on you. It really hasn't been that long. Whoever took it can't be too far. But the shift's changed, and I'm on watch. I can't sneak off to look for it, and the captain will kill me if he hears of it. I'll get strung up on the yardum. Please, if you could get it back for me, I swear by the flame, I will make it worth your while. You can have my pay. I won't be spending it if Captain Fortunero finds out anyway. Any idea where the thieves might have taken the chest? Well, the chest itself is pretty heavy. Nobody I've asked has seen it being carried around either. I figure they must have snuck it off somewhere nearby, just out of sight. They can't have gone far. There's a pretty good lock on it too, so I'm hoping they haven't gotten open. Unless they take it next to it, I suppose. Oh gods. He takes a breath. If they've got it open, I really am done for. Well, farewell for now.
I'll have it in no time. I'll have it in no time.
Wow, that is a really strong lock there. Which makes me think that's probably where the crate is. Or where the chest is. So Darren was seen running to the Salty Mast, probably after his...
Well met, friend.
father. You interested in doing some construction work? Her clothes are simple, but nicer than most you've seen in Odra's gift. Pays good money. I take it you're having trouble finding workers. Workers who aren't superstitious cowards, anyway. She shakes her head. I offer good coin, but as soon as I tell them about the job, they say an oath to the Lady of Lament and spit over the dock. They all think the lighthouse is haunted, ever since the flood of Odra's gift. Echoes of the war. The flood certainly claimed enough souls to pack a lighthouse full to bursting. Have you gone inside? Who, me? She laughs nervously. Not exactly. See, my health is rather delicate, and all that dust... She sighs. Alright. When I saw two Almala deckhands running as fast as they could down the pier, I lost my nerve too. I could take a look. Good. About time someone put an end to this foolishness. She rummages in her pocket and pulls out a skeleton key. She hands it to you, and she hesitates. Just be careful. Not that I believe in ghost stories, but it is an old building, so watch your step. Wow. There really are a lot of quests in Odra's gift. Alien Trading Company. This is labelless. Cartugo.
Hail and well met.
What do you have for sale? Rot finger gloves, the ring of... Wow, you have a lot of magical items. I can buy cats and dogs. Awesome. Oh, pick up the wormwing. I'm gonna need those. The wind marker, plus 10% focus gain for ciphers. Wild Strike belt grants Wild Strike burn on spirit shift to druids. Click at the Tireless Defender. Fighters have constant recovery to resolve. Less knockdown duration into dex. Second chance on uncon... Oh my god, that looks amazing. Rotfinger gloves, touch of rot, and spreading plague. There really are a crap load of magical items you can get. Alright. Grab his person, go. A noble was just robbed. This man's fancy clothes are ripped and blood flows from a fresh cut above his eye. He tries to push himself up, but his arm is shaking. He winces painfully. Help him up. Thank you, he gasps as he rises. My head. I can't believe they just attacked you in the middle of the street. Neither can I. He slowly stretches out one leg, grimacing at his scraped knee. It's a rough part of town, but the rabble's never been violent. Even a night with the collie isn't worth this. He limps away. Oh. Oh, there's a soul over here. Oh. Okay. A young boy's corpse lies at your feet, half covered in dirt and seaweed. His hands have stiffened around a dagger. A soul lingers nearby, something confused and lost in the seaside fog. Reach toward the soul. As you reach for the soul, it lashes out. Glowing mist strikes at the air around you. The soul can't touch you, but you feel it burn with a feeble, uncontrolled rage. It's okay. I'm here to help you. The soul flickers. It ripples toward you, timidly at first. As it swirls around you, you experience wonder, fear, and the joy of running between the ships at noon. With a jolt, it pulls you into the streets around the salty mist. Women with painted faces weave between men stumbling in and out of the lamplight. Father's gone in for a drink, just like always. He said he'd only be a few minutes, but it's been hours. The man guarding the door only laughed when he tried to explain this. There's always a back door. In an alley, two men have cornered a woman. Her cheeks are streaked with tears. She's backed against a wall and looking away. They're inching closer. As you step forward, the men barely acknowledge you, but the woman looks at you, a plea in her eyes. You've seen that look in Abused Strays, and your hollow-born sister, that time father took her from her splintering cradle into the filled washbin. You were brave that day. A knife is in the thug's belt. It's in your hands, and now it's in his thigh. You're small and fast, but not fast enough. Fingers bite into your arm, and a muddy boot sails toward your face. Then everything is muffled by cold, brackish water. The soul retreats from you. It pulses with a question. You did a brave thing. The gods will reward you in the next life. Darren's soul absorbs this thought and ebbs in the ocean mists around the dock. Sagani draws up next to you. You alright? Looked almost like you'd lost your footing for a moment. Feels that way when I see into the ether. She watches you quietly. You really are a watcher, aren't you? Once in a great many generations, one of my people is born with the ability to talk to souls. Usually, such individuals become elders, or a lone set of tracks in the snow. She cocks her head. I would have thought my journey would be easier if I could see what you could see, but looking at you, I'm not so sure. My abilities are a blessing. Believe it or not, I once would have rejoiced to know I'd be picked to travel far in search of something great, but even these gifts would come with a cost, don't they? Forgive me if I was a little skeptical of your abilities before. I can't say I've met a real watcher before. Once you've seen it a few times, the shock wears off. Every time she goes a little strange in the face, I try and see if I can hear anything. Kana grins. It hasn't worked so far. See if you can get her to tell you what the spirit said. Take the dagger. The boy's small hands are rigid in death, but you pry the dagger free. It looks too small, too large, and too expensive to belong to him. The letter B is carved into the pommel. Thug's dagger. Right then. I say we deal with the... Oh, Walder Three Fingers. 4 people gathered around what appears to be a wooden chest. One of them, a grizzled and rough-looking character, looks up at you, then sneers. Took a wrong turn somewhere, did you? Best turn around and walk on. There's a sudden snapping sound from the direction of the chest, and a second, smaller man lets out a frustrated groan. Damn it, that's a second look. He looks up at you and stills. Oh. Walder rolls his eyes, then turns to you. You've walked down your last pier. Alright, drop fireballs. You want to move. No, just swap to your Arcabus and take a shot. And now you can do your iconic image. Can't really do that very well, so let's go for expose vulnerabilities. And then you do that. That little O was pretty funny. Okay. A lost target was defeated. I've set up my auto pause so that I can just retarget. You are on. Okay, good. So when someone dies, I just automatically pause.
I'm here.
Oh, I didn't see him there. Addendum added. All
Absolutely.
hands on deck. White leaf. Let's see here. Estoc, battle axe, dagger, milk, a lockpick, loads of money. This sea chest bears a large and embossed sigil of a ship, and the word Fortunero underneath it in gilded letters. It's held shut by a heavy brass padlock. Let's take it. And... oh, event. Still as Stones quest. 15% experience to the next level, 5 mossy rock, 150 to 300 copper in treasure, minor item. Okay, so now is when I want to go send low-level characters back to the stronghold and send them on that, because I'm probably going to make back the money on one of them, plus I get an item and some mossy rock materials. Do I have any mossy rocks yet, or... sell value low to high, I guess? I don't think I do. Right, so it would give me access to a new material. It would delay my next upgrade to the stronghold a little bit, unless I went and purged most of my stash. At this point, I feel like I really should only be saving fine items or better.
Gods keep you.
Orsino fidgets nervously. He grins hopefully at you. Any luck finding the captain's chest? Here you are. Contents intact. You did it! I mean, I knew you would, but oh, thank you, it's all here! You've saved my life, friend, truly. I owe you one. Here, the week's wages, like I promised. Try to be a little less careless from now on. I will. I'll never set foot in the salty mast again. He pauses. Well, I mean, not while I'm on watch, at least. Right. So we need to go back to Oda's house and tell her what happened. I have a feeling she's gonna want me to beat the crap out of her husband for that, because, yeah. Have you found my Darren yet? You may want to sit down. Darren won't be coming back. Oda's mouth falls open, and she stares back in shock. My boy's dead? That can't be. What happened? Darren was defending one of the prostitutes from a couple of thugs. He was very brave, and you should be proud. She sobs and quickly brings a hand to her mouth. Her eyes are bright with tears. Gods, how could this make it any better? I would never have let my boy die for one of those women, and yet... She chokes into her sleeve. I can only pray the gods will be kinder to him in the next life. Maybe there's hope for one of my children. After several seconds, she closes her eyes and swallows. I suppose it's better to know the truth than to keep wondering. Thank you, at least, for bringing me answers. Here, take these. I'd been saving several keepsakes for Darren one day, but he won't need them now, and I doubt I'll have another child to pass them on to. Minor ring of protection and a fine dagger. I don't think anyone here uses a dagger currently, so I'll store that away. Minor Ring of Protection. I guess I give that to Kana because he's been my tank for a while.
I'm here.
I don't like you. Right. So then that leaves the lighthouse while we're here. I never stick to a plan. How much money do I have? 832. Wait. No. I honestly thought that was just going to be an inn. I need to go hire people.
God's damn that son of a...
The angry woman clenches her jaw and stares out toward the harbor with glimmering golden eyes. Eventually sensing your presence, she turns her feathered head toward you.
Want to run a down on its luck Valiant Trading Company? If you have more than half a brain, you could really do something with it.
She clenches her jaw and continues quietly.
As long as you're willing to clean up a few bloodstains.
What's going on exactly?
Exactly? If I knew that, I'd be in a better mood. The only thing I know exactly is that Mestre Verzano is determined to wind up in a grave before the season turns.
The woman looks back at the warehouse for a moment and grimaces. After a slight nod in your direction, she storms off. I'm gonna forget about this if I don't do it now.
Hello.
A young woman stands behind the counter, watching with quick, intelligent eyes. Welcome! This is your first visit to Valiant Trading Company, is it not? Please, let me know how I can assist you. Her tone is both professional and inquisitive. What is this place? The Valiant Trading Company is an association of merchants from the Valiant Republics. We oversee trade deals and negotiations on behalf of our merchants. She gestures toward the door on her right. This is our warehouse, where we store goods in transit. You have more business to discuss? Who are you? I'm the assistant manager of this warehouse. Currently, I help Veronzo run things, but I'll take over when he retires, or when the company bosses back home decide it's time for new management. She rolls her eyes. Sounds like Veronzo isn't exactly held in high esteem. A man stands in the corner of the warehouse, directing traffic. Gems wink from the many rings on his fingers as he points and waves at the laborers. His silk clothes, though finely embroidered, aren't new. You notice a couple mended seams around the shoulders and a discreet patch on one elbow.
Welcome.
When he sees you, he throws his arms wide in an expansive welcome. Greetings! You have come to the warehouse and headquarters of the Valiant Trading Company. He consults a pocket watch. Some of the gold filigree has chipped away. But you are late. I sent word to the expedition hall yesterday. This delivery cannot wait. He snaps the watch shut. Who is that feathered woman? Ah, you must mean Palagina. She's a paladin in the employ of the Valiant Embassy. He chuckles. She's a good soldier, but not so good at taking orders. Too hot a temper, I'm afraid. She seemed angry. He laughs again. That's no surprise. She's hot-headed. A woman in a brotherhood of paladins, and touched by the gods in such an unusual way. Something else I can help you with, or shall I return to my business? What's the delivery? He tugs at his beard. I must assume, then, that you're not from the company I contacted at the expedition hall. He waves a hand. But you're here, and they're not. It's a bag of bitter squash seeds, which are prized for their medicinal properties. Few merchants in Defiance Bay deal in them, but those who do know their value. Seems simple enough. Why ask me? A frown distorts his meticulous goatee. My own couriers have been robbed and beaten these past weeks. It would seem that some of my competitors resent my success. In any case, you are not a known associate. You would be left alone, and if not, he shrugs and grins. You look like you would handle yourself. As for your integrity, I suppose I will just have to trust you. as you'll have to trust my assurances that you won't find a buyer outside of my contact. I guess I'll do it. He claps his hands together. Excellent. Now deliver this package to a man named Gareth at the Goose and Fox in Copper Lane. He'll know what to do with it. He slips a bag of pebbly seeds into your hand. Return to me when you're done, and I shall see to your payment.
Good day to you.
Huh. Quest. Not task. Huh. Interesting. Oh, man, this would be such a good place to rob if I had that ability to be powerful enough to actually make it out. Alright then, I needed to go back to Copper Lane anyway, and that exact building. Wait, what? Psst, over here, miss. A young boy watches the passerby and counts a grimy handful of coins. His face and arms are smudged with dirt, but except for the grass stains, his clothes are in good condition. As you approach, he blinks and makes a quick, furtive effort to pocket his coins. Hey, miss, want to know a secret? He wipes his nose with a sleeve. I know a real good secret. Careful, I've traveled the continent, and the hardest bargains still come from my 7-year-old. Right, I'm sure a squeaky-voiced kid knows amazing things about this city. No, I promise, it's a really good secret. He scampers in front of you and starts talking rapidly. I know this place where people hide things, really special things. If you help me, I promise I'll show you. Help you with what? Gordy's voice suddenly rises in pitch and tempo. The Crucible Knights have made these daggers made out of March steel. It's the best steel around, except for Durgan steel, which doesn't count because no one makes it anymore. He stops long enough to catch his breath. Anyway, there's this merchant over by the expedition hall, and he has a dagger made of real March steel. His eyes grow large and round. He said he wouldn't sell it to me because I'm a kid, and kids don't know anything about daggers. But that's not true. I know lots about daggers. I know about the different kinds of steel. I know how the Crucible Knights make them in a forge. I know that the tip can pierce low-gauge scale armor. That one that's good and sharp can cut through bone. See, I know plenty of daggers, and I really, really want this one, and if you could just get it for me, I promise I'll never, ever ask anyone for anything ever again. In Masuk, we begin training our daughters with the hunting knife as soon as they can talk. Many can field dress a hare before their 10th birthday. She frowns. I wouldn't trust this kid with a butter knife. You'll poke your eye. You're too young to play with knives. I'm sure your parents told you that, or you wouldn't be asking me. But if I'm going to be a real warrior, I have to start training young, just like the heroes in the stories. I just know I was a great warrior in a previous life. My mom even says I have an old soul. If he studied them this extensively to the point where he can recognize different kinds of steel, I actually do kind of trust him. Fine, I'll help you. Gordy jumps up and down, whooping and hollering. I knew a real adventurer would understand. He points to a large building. There's a big merchant over by Admeth's den who sells weapons. He's the one with the dagger. If he hurts himself, it's his own fault.
Greetings.
I'm looking for a particular dagger made of March steel. Just like the Crucible Knights use. Let me guess. You've been talking to that kid, right? I'd be tempted to sell it to you anyways and let the little rascal learn his lesson, but a pack of adventurers already took it off my hands. If March Steel daggers are only given to Crucible Knights, how did you get your hands on one? Egrin pauses mid-polish, his cloth slowing over the blade. A lot of steel passes through my hands, friend. I don't make it my business to ask where all of it comes from. I'm not trying to get you in trouble, but you should be careful about what you trade and whom you trade with. Trafficking in stolen goods is risky. He grunts. Appreciate the concern, but there's no need to worry. I keep my nose clean enough. Those adventurers, where are they now? Folk like that only visit Copper Lane to crew up at Admeth's Den Exploration Hall or down a pint at the Goose and Fox. And since they weren't headed to the den, well, you got my best guess. Tell me more about the dagger. Made of high-purity iron ore that comes out of the White March Mountains. Traditionally, the smiths at the Crucible Keep have smelted it into daggers and swords, which they only give to the Knights of the Crucible. Of course, I'd be surprised if that kid didn't already tell you all this. Pretty convenient stop here, although I guess it's a tavern in a fantasy game. I should expect that much. Let's see. Bishop. A mercenary. She's gone and done her thing. Maybe that was someone upstairs. Oh, the big group were the ones with the dagger. Gareth is right there by the stairs when I come back down.
How do you do?
Back again, I see. Did you buy a March Steel dagger from Egrin? He displays the blade on a flat palm. I did, and a fine piece it is. I don't know of any more circulating in the city outside the steel in the Crucible Keep, of course. How much? He turns the blade in the light, admiring it. Seeing as there's a sudden demand for this, 100 pans seems fair. Demand isn't as high as you think. Chances are good that dagger was stolen or looted off one of the knights. In that case, I'm probably doing you a favor. He frowns. Can't be too careful around the authorities these days, especially as an Orlan. Fine, I'll sell it, but not for less than 50. I'm getting my money back at the very least. Deal. Pleasure doing business with ya. Was Yorn up here by chance? No. Alright. Talk to Gareth. Frazano has a delivery for you. He glances around and snatches the pouch from you. Keep your voice down, will you? The Dominals have spies everywhere. He tucks the pouch away. You tell Frazano that this is the last time I'm buying from him. This is getting dangerous for me. Did I just do something illegal? No? I don't think I've heard of the Dominals. The more important thing is making sure they don't hear of you. They're old Brackenbury stock, but these days the Dominals are known for their business activities, most of which involve some degree of bribery, extortion, theft, or murder. Tell me what was in that pouch. Bitter squash seeds. They interrupt pregnancies. Even though they're not exactly legal, many folk nowadays prefer them to the risk of hollowborn. Or celibacy. What do the Dominals have to do with this? You have no idea, do you? Let's just say the Dominals have exclusive rights to trade certain merchandise within the city. Frazano likes to make some extra coin from time to time by dealing in the same merchandise, undercutting the competition, he says. Are we done? Yeah, we're done. Now get out of here before... A woman swaggers in, her polished boots thwacking the floor with slow, deliberate steps. A crooked sneer warps her smooth face. Gareth, I'm hurt. You promised only buy from me. What's a girl to think? Gareth bows, his knees knocking together. Please, my lady, I was just explaining that I don't do business with anyone else, except this one last time, right? Donna crosses her arms and rocks back on her heels. There's always one more deal, until you run out of credit, that is. Donna turns and regards you, looking you up and down. And just who are you? You don't exactly look like a seed dealer. Aloth glances at Gareth. I think that's a compliment. Just someone making a delivery. Verzano put you up to this, didn't he? That old fool's on a sinking ship, and he's determined to drag anyone who gets close enough down with him. She eyes the trembling Gareth. Gareth, you knew better, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. In fact, I'll also give you a chance to get even with the imbecile who's been playing with us both. She narrows her eyes. What do you say to killing Verzano? Why would I want to do that? Why wouldn't you? He's used you to do his dirty work and without telling you anything about what you were carrying, or who you were crossing. She taps a finger to her jaw and her voice slows. Of course, I'd also consider it a personal favor, and House Dominel is never stingy with its friends. She glances at Gareth. The loyal ones, anyway. And if I kill you instead? I've got a sharp and ready blade here that says you won't, and even if you did, you'd have all of House Dominel howling for your blood. I guarantee that's not a problem you want. Let's see how tough you are. Be thankful you won't live to regret this. Yeah. No, thank you. Oh, I'm out of third level spells. That's frustrating. Come on. Corrosive Siphon. Alright, now everyone focus on the bruisers. Right, whatever.
Just like
Freaking bruisers, man.
I have so much for our mighty. To the priest.
Wow, I didn't actually expect to have an issue here. Wait. What? Really? Let's load that. Oh, right. I had Kata on his Arquebus.
Following your lead.
That was probably a big issue.
I'm here.
Yes?
Yes?
Everyone
Ready,
else
Watcher.
is on their best weapon.
Yes.
Okay. Focus the bruisers down because they are the tanks. I think I want to mark Donna, though. No, use the damage over time on that other bruiser. If I were smart, I would have, you know, stayed at the inn before doing this fight again.
Well, before you strike.
Oh. Oh. Ixie.
Right. Wizard. Right. How did I forget you had a scroll equipped?
Following your lesson.
Take out that bruiser because he's low on HP, and then finish this one. Well, not in HP, but endurance, you know what I mean. Go ahead and switch to your S-Talk. There we go.
I'm here.
A fine dagger, a fine rapier, an embossed grimoire, fine mail armor.
Absolutely.
Greetings.
Hire an adventurer first, yeah. Let's get a level 2 and a level 1. Let's make him a barbarian. No, let's make a druid. I don't think the background really matters so much because this is they exist
Hey there.
specifically
Now I am the leader of the group.
adventurers. Adventurer 1 done. So I think I guess survival. Strike corrode. And
Hail and
then
well met.
make another adventurer at, I guess, also level 2. Let's go for a I guess. Godlike. Priest. No, a paladin. Lay on hands. Because I'm not actually planning on using them myself.
Certainly.
Oh, you can only assign one character to an adventurer. Okay, well, we have one on hand. I think I'm going to end things off here,
How do
though.
you do?
And so next time on Pillars of Eternity, we're actually going to chase, what's her name? No, not what's her name. Well, after we talk to Frisano, we're going to chase down Viana. See you guys then.